After years of Red Bull's domination, it seems the tides are turning. Mercedes is back in full force, securing 3 victories in the last 4 races. But what's really grabbing attention is what's happening behind the scenes. Red Bull is facing an unprecedented crisis, losing key figures from the team, while Mercedes appears to have its sights set on the biggest prize of all, Max Verstappen. Could we be on the brink of witnessing one of the greatest turnarounds in F1 history? Would the 3-time world champion really consider swapping the bull for the 3-pointed star? And how would this impact the future of the sport? Max Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli racing together for Mercedes? Russell at Audi? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it all for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates, and let's get to it. Let's start by talking about Mercedes' incredible comeback. Who would have thought that after such a challenging start to the season, the German team would now be reaping the rewards of successful development? In the last 4 races, Mercedes has secured 3 impressive victories, showing that they're back in the game with full force. The car's performance has improved significantly. Remember the bouncing issues that plagued the team earlier this year? Well, it seems those days are behind us. The W15 is now a well-balanced and fast machine on all types of tracks. Team principal Toto Wolff's statements reflect this renewed optimism. After the victory in Belgium, he even stated, "Our car was the fastest. We had control of the race, both with 1 and 2 stops. Who would have imagined this a few months ago?" It's true, Toto. No one imagined it. This improvement hasn't gone unnoticed in the paddock, especially by a certain Dutch driver. Speculation about Verstappen's future at Red Bull is in full swing, and it's no wonder. The Dutchman has a contract until 2028, but as we know in F1, contracts aren't always a guarantee of staying put. An interesting detail has recently come to light. There is a clause in Verstappen's contract linked to Helmut Marko's presence on the team. This clause states that if Marko leaves Red Bull, Verstappen would have the option to break his contract. It's no surprise that the team rushed to renew with Marko until 2026 in a clear attempt to calm the waters. Verstappen himself has made it clear how important Marko is to his staying with the team. Meanwhile, on the other side of the paddock, Mercedes isn't making any effort to hide its interest in Verstappen. Toto Wolff has publicly stated that he would like to see the Dutchman driving a Mercedes. And with the team's current performance, this offer might become increasingly tempting. The question is, how long will Verstappen remain loyal to Red Bull if the problems persist? The 3-time champion has already shown his frustration with the car's performance on several occasions this season. If Red Bull can't turn things around quickly, the temptation to seek new challenges might become too strong to resist. But where does George Russell fit into all this? The young Brit has been a key player in Mercedes' recent rise. His performance has been remarkable, often outpacing his teammate, 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton, especially in qualifying. Russell claimed his 2nd career victory in Austria this year, showing that he has what it takes to lead the team in the future. His consistency and speed have been crucial for Mercedes in this recovery season. However, the world of Formula One is unforgiving, and even talented drivers like Russell aren't immune to the twists and turns of the market. Rumors suggest that Audi, set to debut in F1 in 2026, has its eye on Russell to lead its project. This puts Mercedes in an interesting position. On one hand, they have a talented and promising young driver. On the other, the possibility of signing the current best driver on the grid. It's quite the dilemma for Toto Wolff and his team. But let's take a step back for a moment. All this speculation leads us to a crucial question. What if Verstappen really decides to leave Red Bull? How would this change not just the future of Mercedes and Red Bull, but of all Formula One? Imagine the grid in 2026. New regulations, new engines, and potentially a new order on the grid. Now, picture Max Verstappen driving a Mercedes alongside the young prodigy Kimi Antonelli. Sounds crazy? Maybe not as much as we think. With Antonelli almost certain for 2025, Russell would be the one to lose his seat to Verstappen. If this scenario comes to pass, the impact would be seismic. Red Bull would lose not just its star driver, but also the direction that Verstappen provides in car development. The team would have to completely reinvent itself, possibly betting on young talent from its academy or seeking another top driver in the market. For Mercedes, it would be a masterstroke. They would have the best driver of the moment to lead car development into the new era of F1, along with a young talent to learn from him. It would be a combination of experience and youth that could dominate the sport for years. But we can't forget the other players in this F1 chess game. Ferrari, always a force to be reckoned with, certainly wouldn't sit back and watch their rivals strengthen, especially with Hamilton there. McLaren, which has shown impressive growth, would also be in the mix. And what about Audi? All this movement would create a domino effect in the driver market. We would see changes in practically every team, with contracts being renegotiated and new names emerging on the F1 scene. Red Bull is facing a perfect storm of problems. The team that seemed unbeatable at the start of the season now finds itself in a delicate situation, with cracks appearing in its once solid structure. First, we have the departure of key figures from the team. Adrian Newey, the aerodynamic genius behind so many championship-winning cars, has announced his departure for 2025. As if that wasn't enough, Jonathan Wheatley, the team's sporting director for 18 years, is also packing his bags, heading to Audi. These losses are a heavy blow for any team, but especially for Red Bull, which built its success largely thanks to these brilliant minds. But the problems don't stop there. The RB20, which started the season as the car to beat, seems to have lost its shine. Recent updates haven't brought the expected gains, and the team is struggling to maintain its advantage over its rivals. In some races, it was clear that it was no longer the fastest car on the grid. And here we come to the crucial point. Max Verstappen. The three-time world champion has been practically the only one keeping Red Bull at the top of the Constructors' Championship. His teammate, Sergio Perez, has faced considerable difficulties, leaving Verstappen as the only truly solid pillar of the team at the moment. This excessive reliance on a single driver is dangerous, especially when that driver starts to express frustration with the car's performance. Will we see Verstappen in a silver suit? Russell leading Audi's project? Red Bull finding a new prodigy to replace their champion? Or perhaps something completely unexpected that no one is predicting? One thing is certain. The future of Formula One has never been so uncertain and, at the same time, so exciting. So, what do you think? Who will come out on top in this new era of F1? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this discussion going. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this fascinating world of Formula One. See you next time.